Well, it looks like Georgia and Kirby Smart are not so far away from getting a deal done to extend him or even do a new contract. This was the most recent thing that Kirby said. It was a little bit earlier this month. He said, talking about the contract that they're talking that the well, it could be a new contract. It could be an extension of the current one. We don't know until we get it. It says Kirby said, "I feel good. It's not completely done and it isn't wrapped up. Josh Brooks has worked with Jimmy Sexton. They have worked hard on that. I've tried to stay out of it because I have so much to focus on." And that we really have entered the time of the year for Kirby where that the focus needed to be where on recruiting these 3 weekends of June because things kind of slow down soon. But look, I don't think there's any question that he's going to get that they're going to wrap up this extension or new contract soon. And you know, I know I'm not going to talk about a couple of things that I've been told behind the scenes about what Kirby is interested in, but I don't think that they're going to get in the way of him being Georgia's coach for some time. Jerry Moorhead, the president of the University of Georgia, had was extremely confident that they would have something new done sooner than later. They are not giving a timeline, um, but it does seem like soon is what they're working on. If you remember in the past, uh, the contract that Kirby received in 17, excuse me, after the 17th season, that was already wrapped up by now. But as we head into the summer, I don't really think there's a rush to do it. I mean, these people have to remember these contracts, they're really just parameters. I mean, the main reason for the contract is there's twofold: to protect the coach with wads of cash up front, essentially, but not completely guaranteed money that they are at that school. B, um, it gives the school protection for any sort of illegal activity that occurs, bylaw violations. And when I say illegal, I mean criminal. I don't mean NCAA bylaw infractions, but it gives protection with both. Um, Contracts have gotten out of control lately. I mean, I expect this contract to be somewhere around $1 million. And when you start talking about paying Kirby Smart $100 million to be at Georgia, that's different than say I mean, even Mel Tucker with what he got at Michigan State, there's no certainty that that's going to work at Michigan State. Kirby has proven over a half decade plus that he does work at Georgia, and that led to this moment. I don't think this is going to be the last time that we see a moment like this, to be frank. Um, but we'll just see, right? I mean, we can't know what the future will hold. We do know that if you get DAWGSTRUCTION today, that you also get our 2022 preview, which is right here. This is going to the press today. The print is the proof is virtually done. I'm wrapping up one last thing that I've got on this Kendall Milton story. Um, Full color, 50 pages. Uh, if you get DAWGSTRUCTION, you will get the preview for free. If you just want the preview, it's $15, and I'm going to send links, or there are links right down below. Make sure you're checking that out. You're not going to see anything like this out there, period. Um, you're just not. And we have a lot of very good competitors. They don't have the perspective we do. Most of them don't print in any way. Um, and obviously, the photos are top notch. This photo is from the Florida game. And this game has been one of the reasons why folks want Kirby to stick around and be the head coach at Georgia for extended period of time. They are what 4-2 against the Gators in Kirby's time there, with some really bad beatings for Florida in that time. I don't think the Gators have blown Georgia out. They've had some. They had two solid wins. Georgia's whipped Florida's ass a couple of times. I wouldn't put those quite in the same category. This deal will get done. Kirby going somewhere else in college football would be shocking. It would be shocking to see. I'm not sure where that would be. There's a couple of reasons why. Shocking doesn't mean it can't happen. That'd be pretty surprising. Number one, because the children are the age they are, I think he's at a stage where my suspicion is they'd like to stay in Athens at least to get the kids through school. B, uh, I think the Georgia job is one of the best jobs in the country, if not the best job in the country. Unlike Texas, you don't have an in-state power that is, sucking energy from your program. Both Texas and Texas A&M have got that, and they also have to deal on occasion with Baylor as well as Oklahoma. Just being frank, Oklahoma may as well be in-state in Texas. I think the other thing, well, and that's Texas. California, it's not as serious at USC, and hired they just hired Lincoln Riley. And when I say it's not as serious, I've been to California a lot lately, and the passion for college football, it's not the same as in the South. So I think USC can be a big winner. I do. And I think it's important there. It's not as important as it is down here. I think the other couple places that you could really look at, I think you can really win big at Ohio State. I think you can really win big at Miami. Um, and I think to some degree you could really win big at Florida State. But Ohio State's got a coach. I think just from my experience in Indianapolis, nobody really wants to live like that, do they? In the cold? And that sucked. And that was only for days that I was there. Nevertheless, months. Okay. At Miami and Florida State, you're talking about an extremely weak league. But you're also talking about two situations where the athletic department's not been very good lately. Florida State is a disaster. It is close to his hometown, but Kirby doesn't. I mean, his family's not in Bainbridge anymore in terms of his parents, so that's not a big deal. Secondly, on the Miami deal, someone just ordered the book, so I appreciate it. On Miami situation, I can't stress this enough. That's a private school. That's not an easy thing to get around. USC's got the same problem. Why is that a problem? Well, private schools, it's just tougher, frankly, to really win big at football. Now, you can do it, but it's just tougher. There's a reason why you see more success from the privates in basketball than in football. And then finally, really, he went to Georgia. And the whole time he was at Alabama, the whole time. There were many times in conversations that he had with people that I'm close with that Kirby understood the power that Georgia could be. He understood. He I think a lot of people understood that and have understood that for a while. He was willing to do what had to be done to unlock that potential. And that meant getting everybody on the same page. That meant uh, doing some of the things some of us had been talking about for a long period of time. It meant dominating and recruiting, which sort of came naturally to him. But I think that he went there, that he went to Georgia, it's hard to get it out of his blood. I mean, his wife played at Georgia too. I mean, I don't see how she's not just as important in all of this as he is. Yeah, he's the coach, but if you're married, I mean, that matters a lot. It's a great town, Athens. Um, I just don't know if there's a better place to live in college football, just being straight up. And you know, Kirby's got an opportunity at Georgia. I really hesitate saying this, but I'm going to do it. He has the opportunity to go down as the greatest coach in college football history. He has an opportunity. That doesn't mean that he's going to do it, and that doesn't mean that it's going to be easy. But in today's college football, Georgia is uniquely positioned in a way that the vast majority of other schools are not. And we have entered a time where you can recruit players twice. And I think for Kirby, that might be the ultimate advantage. NIL aside, I think the ultimate advantage could be that you can transfer twice, or that you can sign players twice. And that's going to be the part that's hard for people to get around for Kirby Smart. I think that contract will get done soon. What you should do right now is check this out down below. I've only really been promoting this on these videos. I've got a limited number of these magazines. I did not print thousands. So get it now while you can. Buy the book, you get the magazine for free.